Hello, everybody. This is Grace with Grace on a Journey Channelings. Welcome to the new fellow travelers, and to those of you returning, welcome back. You are loved, valued, and very much appreciated. Let's take this time to show ourselves some love and give ourselves a big hug. Gentle reminder, it is important to balance your chakras on a daily basis. Let's do our chakra exercise. Beginning with the crown chakra. I know that love is real. Third eye chakra. I see beauty surrounding me. Throat chakra. I speak in integrity. Heart chakra. I love my past. I love my present. I love my future. I love me. Solar plexus chakra. I can own my power. Sacral chakra. I feel passionate about my life. Root chakra. I have balance and trust, and I feel safe. Now, to cater to those of you that are new to the notion of chakras, and the ones left that are still skeptics because they haven't been introduced and they have heard some not negative commentaries in relation to chakras due to religious programming. I want to take this opportunity to give you some insight, and I want you to decide for yourself what is best for yourself in relation to your wellness. If you should consider to balance your chakras on a daily basis, you need more information. What do they represent? Well, the crown chakra, it represents universal consciousness. The third eye chakra represents psychic abilities, connections to higher self. The throat chakra represents communication, self-expression, speaking, writing. The heart chakra represents love, understanding, compassion, trust, hope, forgiveness. The solar plexus chakra represents personal power, will, energy, metabolism, effectiveness, self-esteem, social identity, and happiness. The sacral chakra represents emotions, relationships, sexuality, self-worth, creativity, empathy. And the root chakra represents grounding, stability, physical needs, security, manifestation, material world. I hope this information assists you with your discretion. And as I've shared before, there are different methods in balancing your chakras. There are frequencies you can listen to. There are colors you can surround yourself with or eat. For example, if it is in relation to the crown chakra, you can eat foods that are violet, whether they are fruits or vegetables. You can also listen to the frequency of 963 hertz. You can also recite Om, 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 and meditate on that. The third eye chakra, I am intuitive. The color in relation to it is indigo. And the word or the mantra that you can repeat is Sham, Sham, Sham. And it is at the 852 hertz. Okay? It's located between your eyebrows. The throat chakra, I am expressive. It's related to the color blue. And you can recite Ham, Ham, Ham. And it is at the 741 hertz, located respectively at your throat, on your throat. It's the throat chakra. The heart chakra, I am loved, is connected to the color green. And when meditating on it, you recite Yam, Yam, Yam. And it's at 639 hertz, located on your chest. And the pronunciations may vary. Okay? What will assist you with that is if you watch videos or you listen to audios, you will choose your preference. Because as I look back at the throat chakra, Funny enough, my throat chakra is being manipulated at this time. Sorry. What I would be reciting would more relatively be in the pronunciation of hum instead of ham. As I said earlier, I would utilize hum, hum, hum. Okay? Now let's go forward. The solar plexus chakra, I am strong, is related to the color yellow. And what I would recite in association to solar plexus chakra is Ram, Ram, Ram. And it is at the 528 hertz. It's located on your abdomen. The sacral chakra, I am creative, is related to the color orange. And you recite Vam, Vam, Vam. And it is at the 417 hertz. It's located at your hips and navel area. The root chakra, I am grounded, is connected to the color red, and you recite Lam, 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 and it is at the 396 hertz, located at your tailbone. There are ways to open your chakras, cleanse your chakras, and balance your chakras. And I will do my best to share what I learned and what may benefit you. Now, in my channeled messages, many times I make references to angel numbers. So I would like to give you some brief insight why I reference to them and what they are. Angel numbers come from signs that alert us that we are being helped and guided and that we are on the right track, being helped by our angels. Okay? And in decoding angel numbers, I've shared before, people interpret them in different ways. The best way to get the appropriate definition of the angel number that is being brought to your attention. For example, a number that is repetitive, you keep seeing the number. In the beginning of my journey, I kept on seeing 1111, 1111, to the point where I felt I needed to research it. I went to Google, I got some insight, and it was the beginning of the rest of my life. And those of you that are being called to angel numbers, that will also be when you begin to see a number repetitively. Okay? There's a reason. It has a message. And so it would behoove you to look into it, gain insight, and utilize the guidance to assist you on your journeys. So, praying about it, that you will be led to the appropriate definition, because if you research it online, or if you research it in a book, as I've said earlier, there are different definitions for the same numbers. So in order for you to get the appropriate message, you have to be at the right vibration. And you have to connect with those that are on the right vibration. The vibration that is aligned to yours. Because if you are connecting with someone with a lower vibration, they will lead you astray. And this is for you to remember when or if you experience this, because there are times that we are given prior knowledge, but we have to see and experience for ourselves, and that's just your pattern of learning, and that's okay. But I believe sharing this with you will bring you comfort in knowing, okay, I tried something, it didn't work, so there's another option. Knowing that you have options is knowing that you have hope. And I am all about giving hope and helping people to realize that with hope, you can go on. That's the message. Now, the channeled song I received came out of nowhere. I've heard it before, and I love the song. But some songs don't mean as much to you unless you are sharing the same sentiment in relation to the lyrics. This song means something to me in this season in my life. I've heard it before. My first impression was, is that kind of toxic? Because of the title. But I've learned through my experience, my personal experience, that it can be toxic if you are in a toxic relationship. But if you are in a healthy relationship, I feel it's a loving song, and it's a song that I could put on repeat and listen to over and over again. One of my favorites. And the singer is Beyonce. And the name of the song is Dangerously in Love with You. Now, I would have loved to play it for you because it's a beautiful song. But as you know, I have to follow certain guidelines and boundaries. But I can share the lyrics. And I feel as if I wouldn't be doing the song any justice if I didn't share the lyrics, especially when I can resonate. So it begins with, baby, I love you. You are my life. My happiest moments weren't complete if you weren't by my side. You're my relation in connection to the sun. With you next to me, there's no darkness I can't overcome. You are my raindrop. I am the seed. With you and God, who's my sunlight. I bloom and grow so beautifully. Baby, I'm so proud to be your girl. You make the confusion go all away from this cold and messed up world. I am in love with you. You set me free. I can't do this thing called life without you here with me. 'Cause I'm dangerously in love with you. I'll never leave. Just keep loving me the way I love you. You loving me. And I know you love me. Love me for who I am. 'Cause years before I became who I am, baby, you were my man. I know it ain't easy loving me. I appreciate the love and dedication from you to me. Later on in my destiny, I see myself having your child. I see myself being your wife, and I see my whole future in your eyes. Thought of all my love for you sometimes make me want to cry. Realizing all my blessings, I'm grateful to have you by my side. I am in love with you. You set me free. I can't do this thing called life without you here with me. 'Cause I'm dangerously in love with you. I'll never leave. Just keep loving me the way I love you, loving me. Every time I see your face, my heart smiles. Every time it feels so good. It hurts sometimes. Created in this world to love and to hold, to feel, to breathe, to live you. Dangerously in love. Can't do this thing. I love you. I love you. I love you. And it does make me kind of emotional because, like I said, when you can resonate with the lyrics, it's deep, right? Especially when it's on the subject of love. And I understand that it is a blessing because you have to arrive at the season to experience this type of love. Because in the past, I was given understanding that being in a relationship meant you had love. And from my experience, I know that isn't true. You can be in a relationship or a marriage and not have the experience of resonating with those lyrics. And it is living life to the fullest when you can love to the extreme. And when it is on a two-way street, you're giving and receiving. It is very powerful because you are a team, and it works because both of you make effort and neither of you will give up. But this song is healthy when it is representing two people that are in the same vibration with the same sentiment. If it is one person feeling that way towards another, it can be very toxic and dangerous, because when one person has detached or disconnected or moved on to another that resonates with these lyrics, there is absolutely no chance for reconciling to the past, because you're happy in your present, because you see your future in your divine partner's eyes. And I feel as if, because when I was woken up to this song, I was told this is the letter that the collective has been waiting for, because I've been doing some readings and coming across a letter. A letter needs to be, a letter will be received. And I feel as if this is the confirmation and this is the letter. I also feel as if our ancestors were bringing it to our attention that regardless of their life choices in the past, today we are given information that assists us on our journeys to make wiser decisions and to evolve and the intelligence to co-create our lives. My throat chakra again. I am here to be a messenger, and I will relay the messages. No manipulation will overpower that. Confirmation. As I was saying, your ancestors are guiding you towards love. And they are giving you the answers that you need, especially during this Mercury retrograde, when some of you are being heavily manipulated by spell work. I pray that you are aware when spell work is being done, as I am notified every time, and I know how to protect myself, and I know how to return it to sender. Which makes it grave, because whatever they're sending to me, they experience it. And this is why there are times that people do spell work on you in relation to love spells, and they do it with dark intentions, with the plan or they're strategizing to love bomb you in order for them to gain whatever their goal is. And they don't understand their obsession with you is self-induced, because as you continue to do spell work on someone that does not want you and they return it to sender, that manipulation of loving you and, dangerously being in love with you and so forth comes back to you. And so you are in the stage of being heartbroken, and it manifests in your life in forms of addiction and self-sabotage and stagnation. Okay? And this is why I always recommend that you allow love to be authentic in your lives. Those of you who have never experienced love without doing a love spell, I'm being told to tell you, you've never experienced love. And this is why you continue to repeat in your cycles. You will leave one relationship and go to another relationship and experience the same person in every relationship that you go to, because you're repeating a cycle, because you're not allowing yourself to experience the journey called life. And so you have the choice to decide for yourself if you want to continue with manipulating others, but as I said before, you'll be repeating the cycles over and over. And you are just placing yourself in lack when you are not allowing yourself to experience life to its fullest. And it will begin with you learning to love yourself. Whoever made you feel that loving yourself was not the right thing to do, or that it was a sign of weakness, or that it should not be a priority of yours, really brought a period of confusion in your life. Those of you who are followers and who do need validation of others, you have some work to do. It's called shadow work. And I know that we all hear, oh, that's not a priority. Being in love is not a priority. People have to, cater to other things and so forth. But the ones that experience the life that they dreamed of are the ones that are balanced. They do not prioritize, for example, money before love. It must be leveled. If you are in love and you work and your partner works, the money is already here. Okay? And so that would assist your root chakra. And the confidence is there. The stability is there. That is also keeping you balanced in your root chakra and in your heart chakra. And your creative abilities, because you are a team and two minds work better than one. And you lean on each other, you fortify each other. And especially when you are in a divine union, God places you with someone that complements you. So, regarding your strengths, your partner can assist you in areas that heighten your capabilities. And you do that for each other. You know, some people may have more strength in one area and need motivation, need inspiration, confirmation, and you balance each other out. And so it's all related as you balance each other out and you're there for each other spiritually, physically, mentally. You are all balanced out. Okay? You are one. So, starting from the crown, you are able to assist in guiding each other and receiving godly messages for each other to assist you in maneuvering in your lives. You will experience when you have a divine partner, he receives messages for you. And there are times you receive messages for him. It's a beautiful thing. And those of you that have that type of backup, you should be very grateful. Because you can't get caught slipping. You're very strong on your journeys. And being able to receive visions and dreams and so forth for yourselves, each other, your families, you're balanced in that area as well. When we go down to our throat chakras, you're there to encourage each other. You're there to give each other affirmations. I believe in you. You are smart. I'm proud of you. You're unstoppable. Whatever it is that is merited, it's a give and take. You are each other's counselors. And in harmony, you relay the messages that will keep you aligned. But this is due to your divine calling. God has put you together because you have a calling. And in order to enable you to facilitate your quest, He puts you two together to fortify each other. And this is why your relationship is protected and your focus is on each other, and unsolicited advice is not welcomed from family or friends or those who believe or self-appoint themselves into roles of leadership. Not welcomed, because the relationship consists of you and your partner and God. God is the top. And so in that connection, all messages will be received. And if someone, for some reason, needs clarity, the other will receive the clarity and will assist to achieve the soul's purpose. The strength, the willpower. Now, if we go down to the heart chakra, in order to have a healthy relationship, you have to be healed. Your heart chakra needs to be open. You have to be willing to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to start from scratch, to forget the past, to release all those things that are no longer in alignment with your highest good. And you have to trust God, right? If God led you in that direction, then it is worthy of trust. And as you allow yourself to move forward in trust and allow yourselves to introduce yourselves to each other, learn each other's stories without the assumptions, all assumptions aside, all ego aside. Seeing, understanding, listening, appreciating each other, you build a foundation. It starts with friendship. And I believe we're all different, but that is one of the purest kinds of love that you can experience when it started as a friendship with no other intentions until God opened your eyes up to each other. So you got to know your partner, and the partner got to know you in your truth, right? And due to the transparency and the chemistry, you succeed at moving forward because you really know each other. You know where he comes from, and he knows where you're coming from. And when you respect each other, and you support each other, and you can depend on each other, and you maintain a I don't know why I am tongue-tied with this word. Consistency. When you're experiencing consistency in your relationship, that fortifies what you're building, right? And it keeps you balanced as well. Now, we all need a sounding board. We all need someone to brainstorm with. We all need encouragement. A hype man or a cheerleader, whatever you want to go with. But you need support, and you need to be reminded who you are sometimes, that assists you with your willpower, and that keeps you balanced with your solar plexus chakra. And when you go down to sacral, you are expressing the love you have for each other. See, first it was my throat chakra. Now I am doing my best to continue and share on the topic, but I'm experiencing some type of disturbance. But I trust God is with me, and I know I'm not alone. And I know that the messages that are being shared are to bring wisdom, hope, guidance, love, direction, and assist on raising the vibration. That is my intention, and that is why I know that the message will still come across, and you will still receive it in its entirety, regardless of the disturbances that are being sent by way of low vibrational magic. It's as if they do not want the collective to experience love, to understand how to love, to surrender to love. Because they don't want you to have the strength that is afforded to you when you are surrounded by love. These low vibrational agents of the dark want to keep you in a state of lack. But as we evolve, we are learning that it comes from within. If we decide to make these changes and practice self-care and let go of people, places, and things that are no longer in alignment with our highest good, and that we maintain balance in our lives, we will be empowered. But in a community, it starts with you, then it continues with family. And this is why we all need to be awakened on what builds a strong foundation in our family lives. There's a beginning, there's a maintenance, and then there is a legacy. But we have to all be dedicated to learning the tools that we need in order to heal ourselves, because we all need healing at some capacity. And so in your relationships, you will experience triggers sometimes. And when they come up and you have a strong foundation, you're able to assist each other with your triggers. Once you know how to heal yourself, you can now share your knowledge with your partner on how to heal whatever triggers that they have. And as you heal yourselves and each other, your love continues to heighten. And it covers your children. They're watching you. And it will assist them in their choices, in their relationships, in their behaviors. And so this is why it is important for us to realize the importance and the spiritual warfares that want to bring obstacles in order for us to not to succeed on building strong foundations. Because when you don't have a strong foundation, you don't have a future. It may appear that you have one because you're living with each other, or because you're married to each other, or because you promise each other. But word to the wise, those of you that don't have a strong foundation, regardless on what is being said, what is being promised, it will never succeed. You can stay committed in a relationship to keep up appearances in society, but a successful relationship is one that is authentic, okay? Because it keeps you balanced. And as partners, you have to be willing and open to learn each other's love languages and appreciate them. And this is why we experience being with the catalyst, that dysfunctional relationship that almost made you give up on love because you had to learn what you don't want in order to appreciate what you want, right? In order to appreciate what you have. And so this is why it's called a process. When you love each other, it's not just in relation to how you benefit from the relationship. It's also in relation to how can I give? How can I be there for you? How can I support you? How can I keep you happy. I understand it is your job to make yourself happy. But how can I present my love to you to keep you happy? And these answers you'll receive in your interactions. Some people are vocal about it and ask these questions, and some of them just relate to each other and uncover the flow of things. That smile that's sincere, or the mood that's heightened. When you love each other, you give each other attention. You give each other your ear. You give each other comfort. Sometimes you hold hands. Sometimes you hug. Sometimes you kiss. And you get to know each other and learn that love is about giving. And so you take the selfish natures that are rooted, you take them out of the equation and you treat each other how you want to be treated. You satisfy each other because you understand that is what love is. Being there. Being present. Being one. And this is why love can also be presented by signs of patience, right? There are times and there are seasons in life where you may be off balance because life comes with ups and downs. It will never always be up because the journey comes with ups and downs. And so in those moments, you show love by staying faithful and committed and truthful. And your relationship grows strong when you are willing to communicate where you are on your journeys. when you cannot show up at the capacity that you once showed up due to some type of misfortune or crisis or triggering episode, when you vocalize that to each other and you talk about it and you say you need support in that area, it assists in keeping the flow of things, because that is also a sign of intimacy, letting each other in to each other's worlds and creating a world of your own. But in order to create a world of your own, a world surrounded and submerged in love, you have to let each other in. You have to let each other in physically, mentally, and spiritually. You have to respect each other's needs, wants, desires. I have a message that I need to relate to you. Never make your partner feel as if you don't want to be there. Never do that. I'm going to say it again. Never do that. Whatever you're going through, if you want to maintain your relationships, you must show up as stable, right? Someone you can count on. Because once you begin to show signs of instability, your relationship starts crumbling down. Be careful how you speak to one another. I'm going to say that again, because y'all need to write this down. Be careful how you speak to one another. Always speak with respect. Show respect in your communication. Show respect in your behavior. In how you conduct yourselves in all areas. If your partner needs to be reassured, your partner should not even have to disclose that to you. You should be so in tune that you volunteered that energy. You see, love, when it's a priority, you show respect. Even when it's not requested. Because you want to show the person, and not only you want to show, but because you are invested in one another. So I care about how I make you feel. I care about keeping you happy. I care about you feeling respected. I care about you feeling that I satisfy you. When you don't show you care, there goes my throat chakra again. When you don't show you care, it begins to affect that foundation. It weakens it even more. And sometimes the respect is just, oh, I missed your message. I'm sorry. I was doing this. That's showing respect. The person doesn't even have to ask you. But because the person matters to you, and because the person is being assured because of the energy of love that you share, babe, I was doing this. This is why I wasn't able to get to you. I'm here now. You know? Or if there's a question, because sometimes there are questions, because we have to follow our intuition. So you never leave your partner feeling confused or in doubt about fidelity, right? You don't allow yourselves to be in connections with those that can lead you astray. You see, that is what dangerously in love with you means. Love is the priority. Nothing and nobody gets in between. I'm going to say it again. Nothing and nobody gets in between what you are building. And your energy is so strong in connection that it beams off respect. And so those of you that debate on if you should put this person first before this person first, or, family comes first, and, understand it affects your relationships. Oh, my friends come first, my boys come first, my girls come first. Understand that will affect your relationship. Those that want to experience change dangerously in love with you, you primarily are best friends. And what you connect about and share and confide to each other about is only between you. It's not taken back to cousin, mother, friend, social media, and so forth. This is how you can keep up that vibe, that high, without the drugs, without the alcohol, without the need for validation. Because it is formed because it allows you to be yourself. If you are in a relationship with someone that has a problem with you being yourself, I'm going to repeat that because I don't want it to go above anybody's head. I want you to understand. If you are in a relationship with someone that has a problem with you being yourself in your truth, you do not have a strong foundation. Dangerously in love only happens when you can accept and respect my past. Accept and respect my present and my legacy. Being non-judgmental towards each other. Being patient, protective, nurturing, and those that love to say, well, I need to be myself and I'm not a romantic person. I encourage you to be yourself. Present yourself as yourself. Because if you go into a relationship and you pretend to be a certain way and you are not that way, the foundation will also crumble. Because there will be a day when you show who you are. And when you cannot satisfy each other through your love languages, what are you left with? Now, some people are okay with living mediocre lives. And that is your choice. That is your choice. But those that want to experience life at its fullest need to be brave enough, courageous enough, passionate enough to heal yourself so you can reclaim who you are, who you are meant to be. Because you need to claim yourself so you can show up in that relationship that you desire. But it requires you healing yourself in order to reclaim yourself. Now, I just received a sign as I was sharing with you, and I'm going to read you what this angel number says. Your angels are acknowledging your upgraded thinking. You will now reap the benefits of your commitment to a positive and harmonious mind. That's reinforcing what I was saying, that you have to be willing to give in order to receive. Those of you that are in a relationship and feel that you need to be petty, that you need to punish each other by withholding love or withholding sex or withholding emotion. Confirmation. I love the confirmations. Okay? Understand that will assist in crumbling the foundation. Because someone that is balanced, okay, someone that knows themselves, and knows what they are worthy of, will not be satisfied in a relationship that is petty, because it shows immaturity, lack of effort, lack of commitment. And this is why people who go around asking for advice from others that are not even living the lives that you want to live, that give you the wrong information, and then you bring it to your relationship, and the love dies out. And when the love dies out, it cannot be revived. If you do decide to reconcile and stay in a dysfunctional relationship, the love that you believe that you're extending will never be, I'm going to repeat it again, never be the first love that you offered. You will always have walls put up to protect yourself from what you resented. You can lie to yourself. You can even lie to each other. But the truth is, once the love is gone, it's buried. Confirmation. It is buried. And once you grieve, accept life as it comes, heal yourself by learning the lesson. I'm going to say that again. You heal yourself by learning the lesson. What did you learn from that relationship? Is there a pattern in your life? Is it a generational curse? Did your mom have the same experience? Did your grandmother? Did your aunt? Did your cousin have the same experience? It is time we heal ourselves. It is time that we are strong enough, brave enough, courageous enough to enter a relationship being authentic, disclosing our stories, building trust, speaking in honesty, being loyal to one another. Without all of these ingredients, you cannot balance out the root chakra, which is stability. It requires work, dedication, honesty, transparency, both of who you show up in this world and your shadow self. You should be comfortable enough with your partner to share about your life, your story. And when they are attentive and it means something to them, and when you are attentive and their story means something to you, and you are both learning from each other's journeys, from each other's experiences. In fact, you are both teaching each other, both growing with one another. In spirit, experiencing life with each other in ways you've never experienced with anyone else in existence. That is your divine love partner. Your relationship will not resemble any other past relationship. It will be a whole new world. It will be an opportunity for you to come forth as your authentic self, accepting yourself and being accepted by the one that matters. That type of love is what inspires the lyrics of Dangerously in Love with You. When you know that person has your back, and when you know you have that person's back, Not because they say it, not because they promise it, but because they're living it. We are all on different paths in our journeys. And so lessons I'm learning may not be the lessons you're learning. But this episode is dedicated to those who are on similar journeys, who are experiencing psychic attack due to your choices in choosing what God wants for you and who God assigned you to. Do not allow anyone to take love away from you. If it wasn't love, what are you chasing? What do you want? Do not allow anyone to take love away from you by convincing you that you do not need to prioritize love. That love needs to be on the back burner. Because you would be harming yourself. But at the same token, respect those that moved on. The relationship is when you have an opportunity The breakup is when you move on. You accept the experience was a learning opportunity. It was a school. And you learned the correct answers and the incorrect answers, confirmation for the test. And so now it is time to work on yourself. Focus on yourself. Love on yourself. Until you are able to trust again, to be vulnerable again, to be willing again, to have the energy again, to show up balanced in the divine union that God has prepared for you. I understand life comes with ups and downs, And sometimes it comes with surprises because the person we least expected to betray us betrayed us. But it's time you accept it. Yes, you were betrayed. Accept it. Okay? And learn the lesson. And walk away. And go to God. And surrender to healing. And reclaim yourself. Complete and ready. To unite with your equal that accepted his losses, walked away, went to God, asked for healing, reclaimed himself, feeling complete and ready to entertain, to commit, to respect, to love, to show up, to protect, to provide for, to care, to nurture, to touch, to whisper, to lean on, and show up at whatever capacity is needed to maintain your foundation of love. Today, I chose to call this episode Diving Deep. But I also know from watching documentaries, those that are deep divers have to prepare themselves physically. I'm giggling a little bit because I said from documentaries. Meanwhile, I do know someone who does go scuba diving and very dedicated to it. But from the documentary, you have to prepare your bodies. You have to be able to deal with that type of pressure. In the water. You have to prepare yourself with the difference in breathing. You have to be ready mentally, physically, and hopefully spiritually to deep dive. To dive in. And it's just like love. You have to prepare yourself to receive that type of love. Jealousy won't get that to you. Resentment will not bring that to you. Lies will not bring that to you. Immaturity will not bring that to you. Plotting on someone's household or being a home wrecker will not bring that to you. Now, as I was as I was sharing this information with you, I received another message that I would like to share. Your current experiences are echoes of past experiences. Open your awareness so you can understand the messages and the patterns or wounds that can be healed at this time. God is faithful. So sometimes you're in a relationship, a dysfunctional one, where you gave, and you gave some more. And you received nothing back. And you learn the patterns. You learned the lessons. You released and detached from what was no longer serving your highest good. And God is so faithful that everything you gave, people, trust and believe. It's a good thing to have God on your side. Okay? And He can give you everything you gave in your divine union. This will also heal you even further and assist you in growing even stronger, facilitating opportunities to fulfill your soul's purpose. So it's time to let go of, but I invested so much, I did so much, it's not fair, I wasted time. Yeah, it's time to trust God. I'm going to tell you that again. It's time to trust God blindly. Dive in deep. And He will take care of the rest. As long as your intentions are aligned with your soul's purpose, which is His will for your life. Let go of that pain, that hurt, that betrayal, that theft, that abuse. Because God placed you where you were meant to be. And so be present. In acknowledging that you are God's gift. And God placed you with a gift. And together, you are a gift to this world. That is the purpose of a divine soul union. And this is why it will, let me stress even further. It will be respected regardless of the low vibrational efforts. God is supreme. Confirmation. God is supreme. And He overrides all low vibrational intentions, commentaries, and validations. because He's on top. And they are below our feet. And we are fulfilling God's plan. Protected. Loved. And in abundance. Whatever you're going through, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Go at a pace that will not overwhelm you. Enjoy the process of swimming. Now, those of you that are in regret, because you threw away a gift, the song that I'm being asked to refer you to is called Forgiven. 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 And it is by Deltrick Hadon. Deltrick spelled Deltrick. Hadon spelled Haddon. And in that song, you will hear the lyrics, I don't regret the things I've done, 'cause now I have a story to tell. God has forgiven me. The old man is dead. Somebody need to understand. You can put your sins in the Master's hands. Now I'm being told to tell you that those of you that have received, I'm going to say that again. Those of you that have received, one more time. Those of you that have received forgiveness from God, I wrote a prayer that you may want to recite. It's called Have Your Way with Me. Forgive me, God, for all the things that I've done. Forgive me and insert your name. For example, forgive me, Grace, for all the things that I have done, known and unknown. With all ego aside, give me courage and strength to see, accept, correct, and improve me in your alignment for my soul's purpose. If I were in that state, I would increase my prayer life. And obviously, we all have choices. And so, you'll decide for yourself. But understand, as God forgives, He still disciplines. Those of you that refer to biblical teaching to assist you in maneuvering in your lives, confirmation, have enough references relating to stories in the Bible where God forgives, but He also gives consequences. And we have no choice but to accept the consequences that come with disobedience. We have to respect that God is God is God. We have to respect God's anointing, God's final word, God's judgment. And those of you that are being guided to not look back. In fact, I am looking at a symbol that resembles life right now. And that's telling me that if you want life, you will choose God, right? And you will respect His judgment. I said you will respect His judgment. Let that sink in. Because it's not going to be easy. Because you're not going to get what you want. Because you're going to have to deal with your consequences. But life, God is the source of life. That can be in relation to our human experience, or authentic natures as spiritual beings. I would like to share the spread I have. The first card is rebirth. Okay? Rebirth, renewal. And I'm going to share the messages I'm receiving with each card. With this card, I'm receiving that you died. The dark night of the soul is symbolically dying. And this is why it's connected to tragedy, trauma, betrayal. But when you died, you decided that you were going to try again. But this time, you were going to do it in God's will. You are allowing everything you thought, everything you believed in, every dream you had, every attachment you had to that old life to fall away. And in your rebirth, you're starting anew with a God of your understanding. As a seed that was planted, and you rise as the phoenix. People, certain traumas can kill you. Certain betrayals can kill you. Certain low vibrational spells, death spells, can kill you. But again, my eyes fell upon the symbol that we refer to as the Ankh. And God is life. And so when God favors you, He gives you life. The next card is Page of Cups. Love, comfort, intuition, introverted, quiet, but psychic. Someone interested in learning about emotional issues. And the next card refers to initiation. This is in reference to those that have passed their tests and that have been promoted to a new cycle. Now, this card in particular has a number on it, and I'm going to take the time to discover what that message has for us today. Your angels are encouraging you to spend time to listen to them. Remember, angels are as loud as your willingness to listen. They have a lot of messages today because they just referred me to another one. Let's see what that is. You are here for a reason. Know that your happiness has a purpose and it is of service to the world. Next card is Imrama. Wonder, voyage, crossing deep waters, pilgrimage, journey of the soul. You got to trust God. You got to accept the fact that your purpose here revolves around pilgrimage. That's the journey of the soul. The next card is flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. Be yourself. And this is why you have to be in circles where you are accepted, welcomed, appreciated, and loved. If they are not accommodating you at that capacity, that is not your circle. That is not your tribe. That is not your soul family. Be comfortable in being yourself, showing up as yourself, being open to experience life at its fullest capacity. Be free. Those who are single, let me include that very important part. Those who are single, be open. With your discretion and with your wisdom. And those of you that are in relationships, flirt with one another. Reassure the person that I'm interested in you. I'm invested in you. I'm attracted to you. I value the chemistry I have with you. I love you. Incorporate that flirtatious energy in your connections. Believe me, it will benefit you. Next card is appreciation. Funny enough, because when you do express yourself and your love for one another and your attraction towards one another, you do appreciate each other. But because I see a woman on the card, it's telling me she's appreciating herself. Someone out there needs to appreciate the work that they've done for themselves, right? By yourself, right? Appreciate your growth. Appreciate your endurance. Appreciate your courage. Appreciate your resilience. Appreciate the power of love that you possess. And the art of love that you are the only one that knows how to create. You see, part of the reason why a song such as Dangerously in Love with You was inspired and created is because one person encountered another that loved them in a way that nobody else has loved them. I want you to understand that you can be in love and you can leave a relationship due to its failure and enter a relationship and realize this is how I want to be loved. Someone can love you in their love language, but that's not your love language. And another person speaks your love language. And so as you appreciate your authentic self, your truth, your wants, you experience the love you desire, and you are appreciated. Next card is Artemis, brave spirit. Yes, people, you have to be brave to love, okay? Because it does leave you at a state of being transparent with one another. But as you surrender to God and His plan for you, favor will come to you. And you will no longer be placed in situations that will bring harm to you. This requires an elevation in your spiritual practice. You need to get more connected to God, more connected to Source, more connected to your ancestors, more connected to your higher self. You need to meditate. In fact, the next card is the breath. Learn to practice deep breathing and being present and thinking before you act. Balancing your chakras, your physical, mental, and spiritual needs. A relationship that is not balanced in those areas are not successful relationships. Yes, they can be together forever, but they are not successful relationships in the sense that they are remaining in a cycle that does not bring them satisfaction. Until you are in the mindset that you are receiving favor in your life, then there are still some cycles for you to experience. But you have to be able to heal yourself as the prerequisite to receive your promotions. Because in order for you to be ready to be connected with a divine partner, you have to be ready to not be a hindrance or not be someone that retracts them from growth, that keeps them stagnated. You have to be able to enter the relationship with a healthy mindset. And so this is why you are being encouraged to grow spiritually. Okay? Grow mentally in the sense where you can confide in one another. You respect one another. You share wisdom with one another. You teach each other. You grow with each other. You learn with each other. In physical respect, we cannot forget that. I heard that confirmation. We have to be open and willing to experience physical connection. Another way of bringing clarity you have to be able to physically show and express love to each other and fulfill each other's desires. When you neglect in doing so, that will be a lack of appreciation. In fact, that will be a disconnect. In fact, that will bring you further and further and further apart. Be very careful in not disrespecting each other's desires. Learn each other. Be open. Talk about your desires. And co-create your private worlds. And be fulfilled. Next card is ships. That's speaking of voyage. So when it's not working out, voyage occurs. When confirmation. Sometimes I giggle with these confirmations because they be so on point. But yeah, it just causes separation. You know, it causes voyage. The person walks away because they're not fulfilled. And they float away to a destination that is fulfilling. That wants to be present physically, wants to be present mentally, wants to be present spiritually. Because this is how we need to live our lives. We need to live our lives balanced. And we need to live our lives incorporating balance in all of our lives' departments. Including our circles, our priorities, our behaviors, our mental health, our lack of mental health. our commitments, our integrity. All of it is connected. Now the next card is gossip. And there is an older woman in between two other women that seem to be younger in age. She seems mischievous. And she has a paintbrush and a tube of paint. She's painting a story, a fictitious one. But this card can also mean, I feel this card has two meanings. It can also give me the vibe of jealousy, where there is a mature woman who co-creates, who manifests, and others looking in resentment. But the fact that I see the lotus and that she's wearing green and she's smiling, that green can be associated with the heart chakra. And the lotus flower can represent growth, unexpected growth, coming from the mud. And surrounding self with beauty. So it's relative. There goes my throat chakra again. It's relative to what you resonate with. But for me, I would go with the latter, because I'm well aware that I am good at manifesting and co-creating my life. And I have those that are in disapproval, resentful, upset. And the fact that I see a house, a greenhouse, green associated to the heart chakra, someone that is love and has a home with a foundation of love, with the security of love, with the coverage of love, and has land, green grasses, suggesting unlimited possibilities, in the energies of love. Now, when I look at one of the women's clothings, I notice her top is purple and her body language is taking a stance. The purple is in relation to the knowledge, right? The knowledge that the person that she's staring at is a great manifestator, and has the capability of co-creating her life. So she's in the know. She has the knowledge of that. And that is why her body language resembles that. And her arms are crossed. Well, if I read into this card, I can go on and on and on. But yeah, there's gossip going on. But we already know this. Next card is heart chakra. The heart chakra is the gateway between our higher self and our lower self. It regulates our sense of empathy for others, emotions and compassion, restrictions, trauma, and other ancestral trauma factors can weaken the heart chakra, creating generational patterns such as codependency, disconnection from our own emotions, and in extreme cases, ruthlessness towards others. So those of you that experience being ruthless towards others need to work on your heart chakra. And those of you that are experiencing codependency also need to work on your heart chakras. Disconnection from own emotions. Yeah, those of you that have been lying so much that you start believing in the lies. Yeah, you need to work on your heart chakras. You need to respect the restrictions that God has set. And heal the traumas and other ancestral trauma factors. Okay? In relation to your heart chakra. Research that. Research ways to cleanse, heal, and balance your heart chakra. And the last card for today, try not to worry. We will bring helpful people into your life. And that is a message from your ancestors confirming that when you build a relationship with them, with God, with your angels and you prioritize keeping a balance of your physical, mental, and spiritual, practicing a lifestyle that incorporates chakra wellness, that you will attract what is meant for you. But I cannot ignore the messages, okay? This is the message in association with this card because it had a number on it. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna let that go. I'm gonna share that with the collective. It says, it's okay for you to be powerful. You are being guided by heaven to take ownership of your current situation. And that's telling me you need to choose. You need to decide for yourself. Your opinion matters. Live your life and co-create it. Don't allow life to happen to you. Happen to life. I hope that didn't go over anybody's head. Don't allow life to happen to you. You happen to life. Whatever happened in your past does not define you. Define yourself for yourself. And co-create your life. Believe in transformation. And attract it in your lives. I almost forgot something. Before I started this reading, I had two messages. First one is your spiritual support team is upgrading your energy. You are experiencing clarity and connection in your spiritual vision and gifts. And the next message, you are being guided through the energy of change at this time. Know that you are being encouraged to make the decisions you know are necessary to move closer to joy and to express your gifts. And the message I received was the reason why you have to have and respect your own decisions is because when you have a spiritual soul's purpose to fulfill and you are connected to someone that does not respect your soul's purpose, they get in the way, right? They are a hindrance. They get in the way of you growing, transforming, right? They hold you back. And so as you make the correct decisions, you have to be in connection with those that believe what you believe. Sometimes religious factors play a part in incompatibility, right? And that's okay, because you can believe what you want to believe and the other can believe in what they want to believe. But you cannot enforce that on each other, because it is your birthright to choose what is best for you to do. So we have to respect that there are those that are incompatible in relation to religion, culture, tradition, education, home training, addiction, mental illness. The list goes on. So when choosing a partner, a life partner, consider, is this person balancing me out? Or is this person enforcing peer pressure to make myself small and to not allow me to have a voice, to utilize my judgment, to surrender to my intuition? Can this person be considered as a blockage? Does this person drain me? What has been the energy since the person entered my life? What has been the stream of God's favor? Has it stopped ever since the person entered my life? Or has the stream of favor been empowered? Consider all of this in your decisions. Love yourselves and love one another. I'm going to say it again. Love yourself. Love one another. Love yourself. Love one another. How do you love yourself? Anyone knows the answer? Self-care. Self-care. Keeping yourself balanced in the core and in all the departments of your life, starting with your chakras, continuing with your circle, is everyone in your circle increasing your balance or decreasing your balance. Those are things that you may want to meditate on. You may want to journal on. You may want to grow in those departments. So I enjoyed this time in sharing on my favorite topic, which is love. And it is almost time for me to take my leave. So I will remind you to learn something new every day. Follow your intuition, right? Your intuition will lead you in what you need to learn. And I am who I am in the eyes of God. Nothing more and nothing less. I am who I am in the eyes of God. Nothing more and nothing less. I am who I am in the eyes of God. Nothing more and certainly nothing less. Trust, love.